A virus escaped a forest. It shut down the world. But the next one might be worse. And it's already inside an animal, waiting. In the quiet corners of the world, deep in the forests, high in the skies, and behind the cages of forgotten markets, silent threats are evolving. They cannot be seen with the naked eye, yet they've brought civilizations to a standstill. COVID-19 wasn't the first. Ebola, SARS, HIV, these were once just animal diseases. But somehow they crossed a deadly line. This invisible phenomenon, where viruses leap from animals to humans, is called zoonosis, and it has rewritten the course of human history. In a world that moves faster than ever, where humans and animals collide more than ever, the chances of the next outbreak aren't just high. They're guaranteed. Why do these diseases keep emerging? Why are animals involved? And are we doing anything to stop the next big one? This is the untold story of zoonotic diseases, how they begin, why they spread, and the people racing against time to stop them. From bats to pangolins, from farms to forests, we uncover the dangerous truth about the diseases hiding in the animal world and what they could do to ours. Zoonotic diseases are infections that jump from animals to humans. It sounds simple, but the truth is far more terrifying. These diseases don't just cross species. They evolve, adapt, and often they kill. Scientists estimate that over 60% of all infectious diseases in humans are zoonotic. HIV came from a chimpanzee. SARS came from bats. COVID-19 likely did too. Even the flu, yes, the seasonal flu, has animal origins circulating through birds and pigs before reaching us. But these aren't isolated events. They're part of a pattern, a warning system that we've been ignoring for decades. And now, as human expansion pushes deeper into forests, farms, and wildlife habitats, that invisible boundary between animal and human is breaking faster than ever. It only takes one mutation, one moment, one jump from a wild animal into a human host. From there, a virus can travel the world in hours. Zoonotic diseases aren't just rare. They're already here, and understanding them is the only way to stop the next global outbreak. Throughout history, zoonotic diseases have been silent architects of chaos. Each outbreak is a signal, a warning, and yet, we often only notice when it's too late. The Black Death in the 14th century killed over 75 million people. Caused by Yersinia pestis, it traveled from rats to fleas to humans, an ancient example of zoonosis. Fast forward to the 20th century, HIV/AIDS, which began as a simian virus in chimpanzees, has claimed over 36 million lives and continues to impact millions more. In 2003, SARS shocked the world. A coronavirus that jumped from bats to civets to humans. It spread across 26 countries in months. That outbreak was a dry run for something far worse, COVID-19. Emerging in late 2019, it disrupted every continent, crippled economies, and took the lives of more than 7 million people. And it doesn't stop there. Ebola, avian flu, MERS, swine flu, each one jumped from animals. Each one caused fear, death, and global panic. But perhaps the most dangerous disease isn't the one we know. It's the one evolving right now, hidden in a cave, or a farm, or a body, waiting for its chance. Zoonotic diseases aren't just bad luck. They're the consequences of how we live, build, and consume. The more we expand, the more we collide with nature, and the more chances we give viruses to find us. Across the globe, forests are being torn down to make room for agriculture, roads, and mining. This brings humans into direct contact with wild species that once lived far away from us. Bats, rodents, primates, they carry viruses we've never encountered. And now, they're in our markets, our homes, our food systems. Then there's the wildlife trade, both legal and illegal. From exotic pets to meat markets, wild animals are captured, caged, and transported across countries. These animals are often sick, stressed, and stacked together, perfect conditions for a virus to leap from one species to another and eventually to humans. Industrial farming adds another layer. Thousands of chickens, pigs, or cows crammed into tight spaces with no genetic diversity. If a virus gets in, it can sweep through like wildfire. And climate change? It shifts where animals live and how they behave, bringing disease carriers like mosquitoes into new territories, exposing new populations. We've created a planet where pandemics are no longer rare accidents. They're becoming predictable outcomes. Spillover. It's the moment a virus crosses the species barrier. The moment an animal virus becomes a human threat. But how does it actually happen? Every virus is like a key, and every species has a unique set of locks, cell receptors. When a virus infects an animal, it's because that key fits that animal's lock. But mutations, random genetic changes, can reshape the virus just enough to open new locks, including human cells. Imagine a bat virus mutating inside an intermediate host, like a civet or a pig, giving it a better chance to infect humans. These intermediate animals are like biological training grounds, where the virus learns how to cross species. Some viruses, like Ebola or Nipah, can jump directly from animals to humans with deadly consequences. Others, like coronaviruses, take a few steps. But once inside a human host, if the virus can replicate and spread to others, an outbreak begins. Not every spillover leads to disaster. Many fail. But the more contact we have with wild or farmed animals, the more chances the virus has to mutate and succeed. It's a biological lottery we're playing every day, whether we realize it or not. These aren't just theories. They're history. Let's look at real cases, moments when a virus leaped from animal to human and changed the world. SARS, 2002, China and the live animal markets of Guangdong, mass palm civets, possibly infected by bats, were sold for meat. There, a coronavirus mutated and jumped into humans. In just months, it spread to 26 countries. Over 800 people died. MERS, 2012, Saudi Arabia, a different coronavirus, this time jumping from camels. It caused severe respiratory illness and had a high fatality rate, 34%. Although less contagious than SARS, it still sparked global concern. Nipah virus, 1998, Malaysia pig farms were built next to fruit orchards, attracting bats. The bats dropped partially eaten fruit into pig pens, contaminating them with saliva. The pigs became infected, and so did farmers. Nipah has a fatality rate of up to 75%. Hendra virus, Australia in 1994, horses contracted a virus from flying foxes. Several humans were infected. Ebola, multiple outbreaks believed to start from fruit bats or infected bushmeat. The virus causes bleeding, organ failure, and has a fatality rate as high as 90%. These aren't ancient stories. They've happened in our lifetimes. And every case is a blueprint of what can go wrong when we tamper with the balance between human and animal ecosystems. After COVID-19, you'd think the world would be ready. But preparedness is a patchwork. Some countries are building firewalls, while others still leave the door wide open. Surveillance is our first defense. Programs like Predict and One Health aim to monitor animal populations, identify new viruses, and trace risks before they hit humans. But funding for these initiatives is inconsistent, and many hotspots lack even basic infrastructure. Lab research is advancing. Scientists now study high-risk viruses in biosafety level 4 labs. They model spillovers, test vaccines, and even map viral family trees to predict which viruses might cross over next. But controversy surrounds this work, especially gain-of-function research. Are we preventing pandemics or creating new risks? Then there's policy. Some countries have strict wildlife trade laws and rapid response systems. Others have none. In a globalized world, an outbreak anywhere can become a threat everywhere. Without global coordination, prevention is only as strong as the weakest link. And public health? It's still reeling. Many healthcare systems are underfunded exhausted, and short on trust. The truth? We know how to stop the next spillover. But knowledge alone isn't enough. Action, investment, and political will are what turn warnings into prevention. This isn't just a public health story. It's a mirror, showing how we live, consume, and coexist on a shared planet. Zoonotic diseases are symptoms of deeper fractures in how we treat wildlife, how we manage land, and how we value prevention over profit. As the human footprint expands into forests, wetlands, and wilderness, we push animals into smaller spaces. We stress ecosystems, and in that stress, viruses find opportunity. Spillover isn't random. It's patterned, predictable, even preventable. The challenge isn't just scientific, it's ethical. Can we protect biodiversity and ourselves? Can we feed a growing population without building the next pandemic at the edge of every farm? The future of zoonotic disease is being written right now. In climate policy, in agricultural systems, in how we trade animals, and in how seriously we take early warning signs. We face a choice. Do we continue reacting to outbreaks, or do we finally learn to anticipate and prevent them? Because the next virus is already out there. It's just waiting for its moment. You don't need a lab coat or a research grant to make a difference. Zoonotic diseases may start with animals, but they spread through systems shaped by our choices. Start by staying informed. Support organizations that monitor wildlife health, fight illegal animal trade, and preserve ecosystems. Share accurate information. The next pandemic doesn't just need scientists. It needs storytellers, educators, and engaged citizens. Be mindful of what you eat and where it comes from. Industrial meat production is one of the highest risk sectors for spillover. Consider reducing consumption, supporting ethical farms, or choosing plant-based options. Push for policy. Support leaders who invest in public health, environmental protection, and global cooperation. Demand stronger systems, not just for response, but for prevention. And finally, respect the wild. Not every animal is meant to be a pet, a trophy, or a meal. When we keep nature at a healthy distance, we all stay safer. Humanity has already been warned. Whether we listen this time is up to us. Zoonotic diseases are not just rare, freak events. They're the predictable result of how we treat animals, wild spaces, and each other. From SARS to COVID-19, the pattern is painfully clear. But the future doesn't have to be a repeat of the past. We've explored where these threats begin, how they evolve, and what it takes to stop them. From the jungles of Congo to the megacities of Asia, every spillover event is a warning, and every survivor story is a lesson. If this documentary has shown anything, it's this. Prevention is possible, but only if we act before the next outbreak, not during it. The health of animals, humans, and the environment are one. It's not just science, it's survival. In future episodes of Animal Truths, we'll continue to uncover the deep, complex stories behind our relationship with the animal kingdom, exploring the unseen, the misunderstood, and the dangerous. If this episode opened your eyes, hit that like button. Subscribe for the next deep dive. And remember, the truth is never far from the surface. You just need to look closely enough. Don't forget to like and subscribe.